What's up, guys? Surfcaster here. I wanted to do a little video on the Nintendo Direct today because of reasons. So I kind of made a little list as it went on, and I thought I'd make a little video and talk about it. And if I get through this video, it'll be amazing because my cat has decided that will not happen today. But we're going to give it a try anyway, and hopefully she shuts her little pie hole for a little while. I'm looking at you. All right. So the first thing they showed was a trailer for Little Mac and Smash Brothers. Um, as I go through this list, you're going to realize that I'm like the worst Nintendo fan in existence because there's a lot of franchises I just don't really go nuts for that a lot of people do. But anyway, not saying they're bad, just and one of them is Smash Brothers. I played the original on the N64 a very long time ago, very briefly. I just kind of missed all that stuff because I didn't really have a GameCube during the GameCube era. And so I missed out on Melee, and I think that was kind of like what really blew it up for a lot of people. But I kind of expected Little Mac to be in it because they've been showing screenshots of a boxing ring, so it was kind of, you knew that was going to happen. But the trailer was still pretty cool. The only reason I have any interest in Smash Brothers at this point is because they finally put Mega Man in it, and I love Mega Man, and so I'm probably going to get the game just to play it as Mega Man. So, and I'll get my ass handed to me on the regular. The next thing they showed was Mario Golf Castle Club. Well, they showed Mario Golf, and they kind of, showed everyone this Castle Club feature where you can play as your Mii and you can get stuff. I loved Mario Golf on the N64. I do not really care to have it on my 3DS to play by myself or whatever. Maybe there's online, I don't know. But that's going to be out May 2nd for anybody interested. It looks like it's a great game. Just, I'm just not super interested in a golf game right now. Then they showed Kirby Triple Deluxe. Again, I like Kirby. I mean, I played Kirby's Adventure and Kirby Superstar, I think. But those are the only two, really. I'm not a Kirby nut. I think it's a cool little character and pretty fun games, but I don't go out of my way to play them, and I'll probably bypass this altogether. But they showed that you can get like new moves with your copy ability this time around, which is pretty neat. And they showed some of the things you can pick up. It's going to be a major collectathon. And some Street Pass features, and again, that's going to be out on May 2nd as well, which is pretty cool. Excuse me for a second. Don't expect a professional video like the likes of the Cartridge Brothers or Buried on Mars. It's just going to be me reading off a list and hopefully not fumbling over my words or my cat interrupting me. So next up we have Yoshi's New Island. I didn't play Super Mario World 2. That was kind of on the end of the SNES era, and I just totally missed it and never played the game. So I'm not super interested in this one either. The aesthetic looks cool. I like how the graphics are kind of like a watercolor, but again, I'm probably just going to bypass this game. But it showed like giant eggs, metal eggs, transformations, that when you transform, you have to use the gyro sensor in the 3DS to move, which could be cool, could suck, don't know. They showed a Super Yoshi where you get like star power and flutter wings, which is basically just like the white Tanuki suit in the Mario Brothers game. So when you're totally sucking, you can grab the flutter wings and fly through the stage. Then they showed Steel Diver 2. I did not play Steel Diver. I didn't have the 3DS on launch, so it wasn't really a game I was going to pick up after all that because there was lots of great games, and that game was kind of, although I heard it was pretty good, didn't seem like something I'd want, but I did just download the Steel Diver Sub Wars or whatever they're calling it. There's like a free version on the eShop now, and I think there's a pay version coming out soon, something like that, but it looks like some kind of a sub-simulation first-person shooter kind of thing. Gonna give it a try, see what it's like. I think it has some multiplayer, so see about that. The next one they showed was Rusty's Real Deal Baseball, and I think they showed some screenshots of this, or they showed it probably in the Japanese Direct, the last one we had, and so they showed it at this one. I'm surprised they brought this over. It's like a baseball mini game kind of thing, but it's all about the sensation and the feeling of playing baseball. You don't actually play baseball, you do little mini games that are baseball related, and they're supposed to be about the feeling of it. And there's this dog, Rusty, that's involved somehow. What's weird about it is it's basically a free-to-play game with a really weird pricing scheme. You buy the mini games in it, they're $4 a pop. I guess you could kind of look at it kind of like the Wii U, or sorry, the Wii Sports Club that's out now on the Wii U. You get the game for free, and then you can go and download the mini games kind of a thing. And but you can haggle the price down on the games by using like in-game items or something like that. So I guess you would pay $4 for one, and then you could probably haggle the next one down to maybe a buck. I don't know how far down it goes. Um, I don't know. It seems like a bullshit free-to-play game to me. uh, I can't. I just thought that was so funny. Like a lot of it was really pressure. Put it down. It's about the feeling and sensation of playing baseball, but you aren't really playing baseball. Anyway, I just thought that was hilarious. Pokemon Battle Trozei. Apparently, this is not the first in this series. I've never heard of them before. Yet another series that completely bypassed. I bypassed. Pokemon kind of came out a little late for me. I was a little bit too old maybe to get into it. Plus, I didn't have a Game Boy. Excuse me once again. Wet my whistle. So I never really. I did play a little bit of Pokemon Yellow, I think, and maybe Red. A friend of mine had it. But I never really got into Pokemon. So anyway, it's some kind of a puzzle game, and it's out March 20th. I know very little about it. Professor Layton and the Azran Legacy. They showed some Street Pass features. It's like a treasure hunt kind of a thing. Looks kind of interesting. Haven't played any of the other games in the series. Comes out February 28th, and I think it's the last one. So I think a lot of people are really excited about that game. This was, by the way, this was very 3DS heavy. This direct, they had a couple of Wii U games there, but it was mostly for the 3DS. Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, which they announced recently. Capcom's bringing it to the. I can't remember if it's for the Wii U and the 3DS, but they showed the 3DS version, and it looks like it has online capabilities, and it'll be out early 2014. So all you Monster Hunter fans, that looks like it'll be promising for you. I was gonna download the last one, 3, I think, 3G or whatever it was, on the Wii U or the 3DS, and I totally chickened out and didn't do it. But they had a sale on it recently. I tried the demo for one of them, and it just didn't seem like it would be something for me. Just a lot of heavy grinding, and I don't know, just didn't seem like something I'd like, so bypassed that totally. They announced a game, another Guild 01 game, Weapon Shop Deomasi, where it's a blacksmithing rhythm game where you're the blacksmith from all the you're the weapon shop owner from all the RPG games, basically. So when you're playing an RPG and you go into a weapon shop and you need weapons, there's always a guy there selling them at the counter. And the idea is this game is you're the guy behind the counter and you're blacksmithing all these weapons, and it's a rhythm game. Kind of looked interesting, kind of looked fun. Apparently there's some comedy added into it. I have to say I'm considering checking that out. I'm not sure if this was one of the Guild 01 games, but I thought it was. But I did pick up Starship Damray a little while ago, and it's a really good game. I'm really enjoying it. You have no instruction whatsoever. You wake up and you're in a pod, and you have to kind of figure out how to get through the game. It's like kind of like a puzzle game. Very interesting title. I was really enjoying it there for a little while, although I haven't picked it up in maybe a couple of weeks. But I think I picked it up on a sale on the 3DS a little while ago, probably around Christmas time. So anyway, Weapon Shop Deomasi. I'm kind of interested in that. I don't remember if it had a date for that. Inazuma 11, which is like an RPG soccer game. I'm pretty sure this is a big series of like the anime and games in Japan. I know I've heard of it before. It's already on the 3DS eShop. It came out today. I don't know what the pricing is on it or anything like that. An RPG soccer games kind of sounds interesting, but I have no idea about anything about the series, so I'm definitely going to be skipping that. But for all the big Inazuma 11 fans, that sounds like something pretty cool. They did a little indie spotlight kind of a thing. Sorry if I'm flying through this too fast. I'm trying to get everything in. I don't want to have like a 20-minute video. But they talked to Renegade Kid really quickly about Moon Chronicles and Treasure Knots, both games I'm interested in, especially Moon Chronicles. I did not play Moon on the DS, so I'm very excited about Moon Chronicles for the 3DS. They talked to Yacht Club Games about Shovel Knight, which I'm totally excited for. The new issue of Nintendo Force has it on the cover. I haven't had a chance to start reading it yet, but it just looks like a great old 8-bit kind of platforming game. Looks really fun. They talked to Nicholas about 1001 Spikes, which I think has been around for a while or talked about for a while. I feel like I thought that game already came out. They talked to V-Blank about Retro City Rampage DX, which just came out on the eShop recently. And then they talked about, well, this isn't, we're out of the indie stuff. They talked about Child of Light, which is an Ubisoft RPG that's coming to the eShop. They didn't have a lot about it. I think it said it was coming out like April 30th, but it looked beautiful, like really beautiful graphics. There's kind of this little like familiar that follows you around, which I think a second player can control. This might have been on the Wii U eShop actually at this point. I can't remember now, but and you can leave notes for other players, kind of a la, I think it's Dark Souls you can do that in, so it kind of looked interesting. I don't know, it just looked really, really nice. Might keep an eye on that. They showed some more Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, which is out next Friday, and it looks beautiful, looks very fun. Can't wait to get that game. I'm a big lover of the Donkey Kong Country franchise. I kind of like the ones on the Super Nintendo a little bit more than the new one that came out on the Wii and the 3DS the last couple of years, but I'm still looking very forward to Tropical Freeze. Probably one of the games I'm looking most forward to this year. So that'll be out on Friday. That'll be fun. NES Remix 2. So the first one was like the early kind of, not all of them were the Black Label games, but a lot of the Black Label games that came out early in the NES's life cycle. And this one's more some later games. So you got Metroid and Super Mario Brothers 2 and Super Mario Brothers 3 and Legend of Zelda 2, things like that. The first NES Remix was awesome. I didn't finish it. Just kind of, I pick at it every once in a while. It's like I got a little time here and there to game. I'll pop it on and play a couple of games, and it's super fun. It can be really challenging. Yeah, it seems like a really awesome game. It'll probably be another $20 though. It just kind of sucks. I can't remember how much. No, how much was NES Remix? Was it $15, $12, or $20? I cannot remember now, but it'll probably be the same retail price, which was a little steep the first time, but they are very fun games, so I can recommend those. They finally showed Game Boy Advance Virtual Console stuff. Very excited about that. I loved the GBA. Loved it very. It was when I didn't have the GameCube and the GameCube was out. I kind of went PS2, but I also had a Game Boy Advance, so I was still sticking with my Nintendo stuff through that, and I love that system. And one of the games I've always wanted to play is Metroid Fusion. And whenever I get a Nintendo Club Nintendo and they have the surveys, I always put in it that I want GBA games and I want Metroid Fusion. And the first one they announced on the for the Wii U VC GBA games was Metroid Fusion, so I was pretty excited about that. I still don't understand why they're putting it on the Wii U and not the 3DS. Kind of strange, but I'm okay with it because I'd like to play those games, and it'd be interesting to see them on the big screen TV. So hopefully they look good. They showed a couple other games on there too, but after I heard Metroid Fusion, I kind of blacked out for a little while. Mario Kart 8, they showed that the Koopalings are going to be in the game, and that game still looks incredible. It looks like the best looking Wii U game by far. Probably one of the best games I've seen like for next gen in the last little while. It just looks so smooth. The textures look awesome. Everything's bright, colorful, looks wicked. Cannot wait for that game. I saw it in person during the demos at Best Buy they had, and it just floored me how good that game looked. So that's going to be up May 30th, so that's exciting. They showed a little bit of gameplay from X, Monolith Soft's new RPG. They didn't call it X, which I found kind of strange. I figured the game's going to be Xeno something, just because of who's making it, but they very kind of they did not call it X once, which I found kind of strange. But it showed some of the battle system, which is they said a refinement on Xenoblade Chronicles. And it looked exactly like the Xenoblade Chronicles battle system, except the guy had guns occasionally, which was kind of neat. And they hopped into these mechs, which I've noticed on the screenshots they call dolls, I think. I don't know if that'll be a final name in the American version, but they got into these doll things and they kind of fought the monsters and stuff like that. And I love Xenoblade Chronicles, so I'm definitely psyched up about that game. But they didn't give much else other than that, so I'd say that's a far out. That's probably like next year. And then they polished it off with Bayonetta 2. I did not play Bayonetta 1. I'm not super interested in playing Bayonetta 1, so I'm not all that interested in Bayonetta 2, but they showed, it looked like there was another playable character in the game, which looked like, you know, I don't know. It looks like a strange, very strange game, and Platinum put up very good titles, so I'm sure it's a great game. Maybe I should go back and try out Bayonetta, and maybe that'll make me want to try Bayonetta 2, but as it stands, I'm just kind of, I watched the trailers and stuff like that. It looks interesting, but not something I'm super psyched about. But anyway, that was everything that was on the Nintendo Direct, I believe. So it was a pretty good one. I mean, I was only expecting to hear about titles that we had already heard about, so having a couple of surprise titles in there was interesting. A couple of games we didn't see anything on in a long time, like X. So I think all in all, it was pretty good. What did you think? Did you enjoy it? Was there anything that you were really psyched up about, that you really were excited to hear about? Let me know in the comments below, please. If you enjoy this video, there's a little like button down there. You can give the old thumbs up. And if you like what you see, maybe you could subscribe, blah, 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 blah. Maybe you could subscribe to the channel. I'm hoping to get back into doing videos on this channel more often, so this will hopefully be the beginning of that. So guys, thanks for watching. I think this was a really long one. I apologize. Hopefully I didn't bore you to death, and I will talk to you soon. Peace. There she is. What is your problem? I'm trying to make a video. Why does it bother you so much? Huh? Come on. Kind of missed out on all that. Why? 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 What do you want?